But you said, nah, this need to be you.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Come on, Slime.
You laugh like that?
Nah, not like that, Slime. Come on. I ain't
the War Report.
They calling and saying, yo, Prodigy doesn't want to be a part of the record anymore. So we left Prodigy on the hook. We took his verse off.
You won't believe who's speaking out now. After years of silence, Capone just dropped a bomb, and it's shaking up everything fans thought they knew. According to him, the issues between N.O.R.E and Prodigy weren't just old rap beef. He says it might have been something much bigger and much darker. In a recent interview, Capone revealed that Prodigy was actually pulled from a track by N.O.R.E after he no longer wanted to be part of it. That small move raised eyebrows, but now it's raising questions. Was N.O.R.E just making a business call, or was he part of a larger plan to cut Prodigy off from the industry? Capone's tone was calm, but his words said it all. He seemed tired of holding it in. For years, people believed the Prodigy versus CNN drama was just rumors from jail or simple misunderstandings, but Capone made it clear there's more to the story than anyone expected, and now fans are wondering, was N.O.R.E really involved in something bigger? Something meant to silence Prodigy? But that wasn't the whole story, because once Prodigy dropped his book, everything exploded, and Capone's name was right in the middle of it. In 2011, everything changed. Prodigy dropped his autobiography, My Infamous Life, and it shook the whole hip-hop world. He didn't hold back. He named names, exposed secrets, and one of those names was Capone. In the book, Prodigy claimed that Capone had testified in a serious case linked to Havoc's brother, Killer Black. That one statement lit the fuse. Capone was furious. He hit interviews with fire in his voice, daring Prodigy to say it to his face. He said, "I wasn't there when the crime happened. I didn't snitch. I gave a face statement, but it didn't incriminate nobody. Still, the damage was done."
I didn't know nothing about the crime. I wasn't Killer's co-defendant. I wasn't there when the crime happened. I ain't speak to him after. I ain't speak to nobody after. But I gave a fake statement. Hey, it happens. But I didn't put nothing in there to incriminate nobody. But at the end of the day, when it came time to go to trial, they try to use that shit. Like I gave a statement. But go ahead. It's a lie. I don't care. Because Prodigy tried to say, oh, he gotta, what'd he say? He gotta take it up with himself or something. Some fun like that. I'm like, my man, I'm a G. Let me tell you something. I bust my gun to the fullest in the hood, man. I did my crimes. I went up north. So in that time, when all that's supposed to happen, right after that happened, I came right back to the hood. I didn't go nowhere to hide. I didn't dip from nobody. I was in your face. I was in everybody's face. Nobody had nothing to say. Killer came home. He seen me numerous times in the street. We kicked it. Me and Hav kicked it. Everything. The you say I snitched on was in the streets with me. With me, man. With me. Like it's not a mystery that he was in the streets with me. Then when I go to jail, he goes and runs with the I was with before I went to jail. So come on, I can't be that much of a snitch, B, because had ample time to say anything they wanted, to do anything they wanted. It's 17 years later, my dude. Now come find out you drop a book. You want to mention that. Yeah, everybody told me that to my face 15 years ago. You could have told me that anyway. You could have tried to dead my career. But don't wait till now when you drop a book to try to glorify your life like it's all that crazy, like I'm just this snitch. I did my bid. I didn't do a bid just for holding my I never got punched in my face while having a gun on me.
Fans started whispering, asking why Capone would even be near a courtroom if he had nothing to do with it. Capone said he did his time. He said when he got out, he didn't hide. He was right back in the hood, face to face with the same people Prodigy claimed he betrayed. If I was really a snitch, Capone said, they would have handled me a long time ago. The tension was real. And while Prodigy never called Capone a snitch directly in the book, just planting that idea was enough to flip the energy. It wasn't just about hurt feelings anymore. It was about street reputation, survival, and trust. And just when things couldn't get any hotter, N.O.R.E jumped in, and what he said only made the situation worse. After Capone fired back at Prodigy over the book, N.O.R.E entered the conversation, and instead of calming things down, he made it worse. While talking on a radio show with Charlemagne the God, N.O.R.E backed the idea that Prodigy was dry snitching. He laughed, agreed, and said the book was full of street stories that should have never been shared. It was clear N.O.R.E wasn't defending Prodigy. He was co-signing the idea that the book broke the code. To fans, it felt like a setup. up. First Prodigy tells his truth, then Capone and N.O.R.E shoot it down like he was the one crossing the line. But here's what made it even more suspicious. N.O.R.E and Prodigy had squashed their issues publicly. They even exchanged friendly messages online, with Prodigy saying people were twisting the book's meaning. He made it clear he never claimed to beat up N.O.R.E or start any drama. It was just his version of the truth. Still, N.O.R.E's public reaction raised new questions. Why laugh at Prodigy on air if the beef was already settled? Why keep stirring the pot? Some started to think N.O.R.E was trying to shape the narrative, making Prodigy look reckless while protecting his own image. And just when it seemed like things might cool off, an unexpected voice exploded onto the scene, Havoc, and what he posted lit the internet on fire. Out of nowhere, Havoc, Prodigy's own partner in Mobb Deep, jumped into the chaos. In 2012, he went on Twitter and posted some wild accusations. He claimed Prodigy was acting funny while locked up, even saying Prodigy had been sending love letters to other men in prison. Havoc didn't stop there. He said he smacked Prodigy and dared him to fight one-on-one. Fans were stunned. This wasn't just internet trolling, it was coming from Prodigy's closest collaborator, and the tweets were bold, calling P everything from fake to soft. But then, the story took a weird turn. Havoc quickly claimed his phone had been stolen. He said someone else posted the tweets. He even released a statement saying he left his phone at a gas station after a Knicks game.
So then he put out a statement. Just getting back into New York after my Easter weekend with family and friends in Jersey. I left my phone at a gas station yesterday evening while on my way to Jersey after a glorious Knicks game. To all Mobb Deep fans, it's business as usual. It's Mobb Deep all day. My Twitter account at The Real Havoc will be down until further notice. The only other real account is at Prodigy Mobb Deep. Ignore the rest. One.
So he talked all this tough talk on Twitter only to say that his phone got stolen at a gas station and somebody else was tweeting it. But when you look at the tweets, he was actually tweeting from the web, not even mobile web, just from the web. So even if your phone got stolen, it don't matter because you was tweeting from the web.
All right, so our boy N.O.R.E actually...
But people weren't buying it because the tweets came from a web browser, not a phone. That meant whoever sent them was logged in before the phone ever went missing. Then it got worse. An audio clip surfaced where Havoc was caught speaking in his own voice, repeating the same claims about Prodigy. He admitted to smacking him and doubled down on the rumors. And guess who confirmed it was Havoc? N.O.R.E.
Played a clip of this is Havoc, right?
This is Havoc.
Talking about Prodigy.
Yes.
We'll say allegedly just to cover our ass,
Allegedly,
but this is Havoc.
I don't got nothing against gay people or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, look your son, look, watch, and then this in the jail come out from the woodworks and they're gonna tell you what the this was doing. He gay. And I had to smack him like a month and a half ago when we was doing the South by Southwest.
Now explain what he just said, Charlamagne.
He basically said that his former partner in rhyme, I don't want to say former because I guess they're still together, Prodigy is gay and there's dudes in the jail that are going to come out the woodworks and back up his story, and he actually smacked Prodigy a month and a half ago at the South by Southwest show.
But that wasn't the end. N.O.R.E made another shady comment, hinting that more secrets were about to come out. The cat's gonna be let out of the bag, he said. And that's when fans started asking, was this all a coincidence? Or was there a deeper plan to break Prodigy down from the inside? After confirming that the voice in the audio was Havoc's, N.O.R.E didn't stop there. He added a cryptic line that had fans talking. The cat's gonna be let out of the bag soon. It wasn't just a comment, it sounded like a warning. And people started wondering, what exactly did N.O.R.E mean by that? Was he hinting at something bigger about Prodigy, or was he just playing along to keep attention on the drama? Either way, the timing was strange. If the beef with Prodigy had really been squashed, why throw fuel on the fire? Later, N.O.R.E tried to walk it back. He said he was just messing around and told people to ask Havoc if they wanted to know the truth. But by then, the damage was done. His words had already spread, and fans were now looking at him differently. But the drama didn't stop with N.O.R.E and Havoc. Capone, the one person N.O.R.E had been closest to for decades, was starting to move different too, and people noticed. For years, Capone and N.O.R.E were like brothers. They built their careers together and always had each other's backs. But recently, something changed. People close to the camp say Capone's been keeping his distance. And it's not just about music. Sources claim Capone doesn't like how N.O.R.E moves in the industry anymore. He's not feeling the people N.O.R.E associates with or the way he handles business. Capone isn't tapping in like he used to, and fans notice the energy shift. Some believe Capone is quietly pulling away because of how N.O.R.E treated Prodigy. Others think he's tired of the industry games and doesn't want to be part of the politics anymore. Either way, their bond doesn't look as solid as it once was. And when you look at what Prodigy stood for, calling out the industry, speaking truth, exposing secrets, it starts to make sense why Capone might be rethinking things. But this story runs even deeper, because Prodigy's warnings weren't just about Rappy, they were about the entire system. Long before the drama exploded, Prodigy was already speaking out. He wasn't just calling out rappers, he was calling out the entire music industry, the justice system, and even secret societies. He warned people that powerful forces were controlling controlling things behind the scenes, and he believed the industry was full of dark secrets. Prodigy didn't bite his tongue. He talked about rituals, shady contracts, and how certain artists were being used like pawns. He said the real problem wasn't just street politics, it was the people at the top, the ones pulling the strings.
It's definitely not a joke, man. It's a lot of real stuff going on out here in this world. Secret societies are real. It's definitely very obvious, that they're at work and it's at play in the music industry, in the food industry, politics. Everywhere you turn is everywhere. You just got to read the signs, you know what I mean? The writing on the wall, basically, is all in front of your face, you know what I'm saying? Once people just learn about it and do a little research about it all, they'll be able to see like, oh wow, I understand what's going on. All this ritualistic and rituals on little, they kids doing satanic rituals. Like, this stuff is really going on in this world. Like, you know what I mean? You got sick people like Jeffrey Dahmer and different people like that. And I believe that it was a different background to it, why he was doing what he was doing. I think it was some ritualistic things going on. Even though I was inside, locked in a prison, I wanted to show them that I still had no fear in my heart, about speaking my mind and letting people know what time it is. There's no reason for me to fear, because it's really nothing. There's nothing they can do besides. And I'm not afraid of that.
He even went as far as saying he wasn't afraid to die for exposing the truth. He stood on his beliefs, even while locked up. There's nothing they can do besides, he said, hinting that death might be the price for speaking out. But he still refused to stay quiet. And then, in 2017, something strange happened. Prodigy suddenly passed away, and the official story didn't sit right with a lot of people. In 2017, news broke that Prodigy had passed away. The official report said he choked on an egg while in the hospital. But for many fans, that story didn't make sense. Why would a healthy man suddenly die like that? Especially while he was working on a project about the Illuminati. At the time of his death, Prodigy was creating a musical that exposed what he believed were hidden truths about the industry. He had already spoken out about secret societies and said he wasn't afraid to die for it. So when he passed in such a strange way, it raised red flags. Some fans even pointed to a video where a masked man allegedly ran up on Prodigy, warning him not to release his work. Whether the video was real or not, it added fuel to the fire. N.O.R.E quickly shut down the rumors and called it all a conspiracy theory. But instead of clearing things up, that made people more suspicious. Why rush to deny it? And if it was just a freak accident, why did it feel like something was being covered up? After Prodigy's death, N.O.R.E seemed eager to shut down any talk of foul play. In a recent interview with Havoc, when the topic of conspiracies came up, N.O.R.E laughed it off and called it nonsense. He didn't ask questions. He didn't leave room for doubt. He just dismissed it as people being crazy on the internet. That made fans pause. Was N.O.R.E protecting his image or protecting the industry? By that time, N.O.R.E had corporate deals, a Revolt TV show backed by Diddy, and strong ties in the mainstream. Some people started wondering if he stayed successful because he played the game, while artists like Prodigy, who spoke out, paid the price. Others believe N.O.R.E wasn't directly involved, but may have helped discredit Prodigy during his most vulnerable moments by laughing at rumors, co-signing disrespect, and keeping Prodigy's name tied to controversy. But even if N.O.R.E didn't mean harm, why keep the negativity going after Prodigy was gone? Looking back, this doesn't feel like normal rap beef. Too many things don't add up. Prodigy spoke openly about industry secrets, and not long after, he was gone. N.O.R.E distanced himself from the truth. Capone started pulling away, and fans are still left with questions. Why was Prodigy targeted so heavily? Why did close friends turn cold when he started exposing deeper issues? And why does it seem like the people who stayed quiet ended up with the biggest rewards? Capone's recent comments might just be his way of stepping back from the game. Maybe he knows more than he's saying. Maybe this is his way of finally speaking out without saying too much. At the end of the day, Prodigy warned us. He said those who speak out get silenced, while the ones who stay in line keep rising. So now fans are wondering, did N.O.R.E just play it smart? Or was he part of something darker? Because in this business, the truth doesn't always come out clean. Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into hip-hop drama.